Hello, friends. We are so happy to be here with you today. Jill and I have been in touch a lot throughout this whole situation, and one of the things we thought would be helpful is to share our conversation, because we've had some really good nuggets and some really good insights, and we've been drawing upon everything in our toolboxes, from coaching to yoga to Reiki to meditation to essential oils. Jill just put some under her nose before we started. So we wanted to take a little bit of time to share what's working with us, for us, and just to get real too, because we know that there are elements of struggle that are natural to this situation. So our intention in sharing this conversation is to let you know you're not alone, that we're all in this together, and that there are some things we all can be doing on a regular basis that can help support us, support our loved ones. And also we'll give you some tangible takeaways so that you can start right away in feeling a little bit better, honoring how you're feeling, and starting to keep moving forward. And we'll all get into this and through this together. Jill, anything you want to add?
Yeah, you just said it all. You really did. I think we need to all just kind of notice what's coming up for us.
Yes.
Even the words that are being used in the media right now, uncertain, unprecedented, they can be so scary and they can be so triggering.
Yes.
And honoring what's coming up for us. When I teach yoga, I always talk about, we don't come to our mats like perfect, rainbows, butterflies, everything's great. You work through things when you're in a yoga class, when you're in a meditation, in your daily life, but to let yourself honor where you are and honor how you're feeling and what's coming up for you, because there's always lessons and growth in what comes up for us. What comes up for us, it comes up so we can figure it out, or maybe not figure it out, but honor it and let it go.
Right.
So that we can be happy. And a lot is coming up for all of us. I mean, if I had all day, I could tell you what's coming up for me. Just to be very real. I mean, we're all posting positivity and we're all helping each other with push-up challenges and nice quotes and everything, but there's so much work to be done underneath that that is important to get real about, because it's okay to not be okay. It's okay to be stressed and anxious and fearful. It is okay. We're all human, and every person feels that.
Right. I think, and you mentioned this before we started recording today, there's definitely been an uptick in time spent on social media, I think, over the past week or so.
Yeah, we have a lot of time.
Right? Yeah. So when we look at that, and when we're constantly seeing, essentially the highlight reel, or if it's not the highlighted reel, it's consciously curated. Photos and messages and things like that. And there's absolutely a place for that. And it can serve as inspiration, which I think is really helpful in this time. But it can also do the opposite. It can also make us feel like we're not doing enough. It can be a trigger that, we're not good enough, or we are lacking in some way. And when those feelings come up, there's usually something deeper happening. And this is such a great opportunity to go inward, right? We're not going out. So how can we go in and, notice what's happening for us, and notice what emotions are coming up, and notice not from a place of judgment, which, I will personally attest to. That is, one of my automatic, what's the judgment around this? So if we can let it come up and, to your point, honor how it feels, then we can release it. There's no release until we acknowledge it. There's no letting go until we've, at least explored it. We don't have to figure it all out, but if there's no acknowledgement, then we can't let it go. It stays.
Right. And knowing that no one's doing anything to us. No one's making us feel any certain way. It's so easy to look at something and be like, oh, they're perfect. What's wrong with me? And then almost go into a blame sequence where you're like, why are they making me feel this way? I feel not good enough. It is a button that's within us. It's something already residing in us that is just essentially getting pushed. It's kind of that thing where something could bother you, but not bother me. you know,
Mhm.
and vice
Yes.
versa, because we all just have our buttons within us. And when our buttons are being pressed, it's not, like you said it perfectly, anything to judge. It's something to process. It's something to understand, because I do that. You know, I've started to do some yoga classes on YouTube, which is hitting every fear button I have. Like, oh my gosh, I'm not good enough. My form's not good enough. I suck.
Right.
Every time I like fumble a word, where I'm like, no, like I've been teaching this all my whole adult life. I'm like, if I'm not going to do it now, when am I going to do it? And nobody's perfect. And it's okay for me to put out my imperfect self, because I think that people resonate more with that than anything else. So knowing that those perfect pictures you're seeing, the highlight reel, like you said, it's great that they're doing that, and honor that within them. And it's making you feel a certain way because that is within you. So you can explore that through yoga, through meditation, whatever feeds your soul, whatever makes you feel good, to get out of that feeling bad. And you can not look at it too.
Right. Yeah.
You need to protect your energy. If something's bothering you that you're seeing, it's okay to put mute on someone. It is okay, because at this time we're all a little vulnerable. We're all a little raw, and we do need to protect our energy, and we need to get grounded, because it is a time where we're on a roller coaster. I don't know about you, but like, I was like, there's times where I'm like, this is amazing. I have my kids home. I love this. And then there's times where I'm like, oh my gosh, I need to get out of here. I don't think I can sit here another minute. It's a roller coaster, and we just have to honor the ups and the downs and try to ground ourselves in the middle, right?
Yeah, exactly. And recognize, you know, when you are on an up, what's happening for you? Like, what are the activities that you're engaging in, or who are the people that you're around, or what are the thoughts that you're, you know, really engaging with and chasing? And same for the downs, because then when we, you know, try to strive to find that balance, that middle ground, what are the strengths that we can draw upon? Because those are within us. We all have that ability to find that balance. It's a matter of practice, and it's a matter of knowing, okay, what are the tools and the skills and the strengths that I need to pull for this?
Sure, for sure. I mean, and it is whatever feeds your soul. I mean, I talk a lot about yoga, and just because that has been a savior in my life. Meditation, I don't know what I would do. I would be insane in any regular situation, not much less this, but I'm strengthening my practice right now. So you are so right. You just hit the nail on the head. Like, if running feels good to you, if that's your meditation, if going for a walk feels good to you, if that's your meditation, do more of it, you know, because you just have to do what feeds your soul. And if you're looking for something, try yoga and meditation, because I'm a yoga salesperson, meditation salesperson, a dealer, I guess. But that's not for everyone, and that's okay too. Just find what works for you.
Right. I've been approaching this or trying to anyway, from a place of curiosity rather than fear or overwhelm, or, you know, even the uncertainty piece, because that's powerful. So, you know, looking at, okay, we have this time, we are, you know, many of us in our homes and not leaving. So, you know, what does that look like? Like, how do I want to structure my day? What's going to feed my soul? And, you know, also looking at the entire situation with curiosity, insofar as, you know, what will our world look like after this? Like, when we move forward, or where will we be in, you know, a month or a year? And not looking out to the future with a sense of like dread or panic, but rather with a sense of curiosity. Like, oh, I wonder, you know, doing a meditation practice really solidly and, you know, increasing that priority for myself, what does that look like then after I've been doing that for a period of time? What happens when, you know, we go back to work, or, you know, businesses reopen and things like that? So I think that's a really powerful tool to frame it from a place of curiosity rather than a place of panic.
I absolutely love that. And I guess, I resonate with that a lot, because one thing that's been coming up for me is all these words, uncertain, like, things are always uncertain, aren't they?
Yes.
Right? Like, I did this master class with one of my favorite teachers. She's a Kundalini, Noah Lashki. And she said that too. She's like, I'm good because things are always uncertain. What we're struggling with is this sense of control that we thought we had. This sense of knowing that we thought we had, even just getting up and going to work every day, it gives us such a sense of who we are. It gives us a sense of control. It gives us a sense of structure that feeds our need for that false sense of control. We don't really have it. So the times are always uncertain, and things are always going to come up. And it's just how we strengthen our resolve in knowing that we need to find more faith and less fear. Faith that everything happens for a reason, everything is going to work out, and just having that faith to draw upon, because fear really can spread like wildfire, and it can make things worse. It can create worlds, but faith can really bring us into a place where we grow from this and find strength and come back stronger, better, more evolved people. And just have gratitude for interaction with people, like being able to see someone's face and smile and wave and say hi or give them a hug, like we might appreciate that more.
Yep.
We will for sure. Right. So I love that curiosity. That's something I'm going to that's a nugget I'm going to hold on to from this.
So fun.
And I'm going to take it with me.
Yes.
Because it's true. We have to get curious about where we can grow from this. Mm-hmm. It's like we can kind of tap into our when I have time, I'm going to do this, right?
Yes. Right. Yeah.
I got back into painting just yesterday, and I woke up this morning and I was like, to my husband, I go, I can't wait to paint today. Something to look forward to, that I always say I want more time for it. So I got the time now, so I'm going to capture it and take advantage of it.
Yeah.
I
love that. One thing too that resonated with me when you're talking about faith over fear, I think it's important to acknowledge that faith may not, make this virus go away. Faith may not, cure someone. Faith may not even change the timeline that we're in this. But I think what it does that's so incredibly powerful is help us be better equipped to handle what's happening for us. So it's not as if you're, putting your head in the sand and, ignoring those feelings of fear or, thinking that everything is fine. It's rather, acknowledging that and then choosing to focus your energy on the faith piece of things that, we will get through this, we will return to, maybe a new normal, but we will return to, what we're used to. And I think, that it's that balance again, right? Of, acknowledging the fear, but then making the conscious choice to choose the faith piece of it.
Sure. And knowing that fear, worry, and all those feelings can be very unproductive. What is productive and what is tangible is staying home, honoring the social distancing, doing our part to help the collective, to help us all stay healthy and all stay safe. But just choosing to look at that, there's a light at the end of the tunnel. We will return to normal. It might be a new normal, but it will be normal. And not letting the fear freeze you. Make you not be able to move forward to, you can't live in fear. It's really it's giving away your power. When you give away your power to fear, you're frozen. You can't do anything. You're just stuck in it. And you're afraid to do everything because fear grows. It's after this, if you really give into it, maybe you're afraid to go back to normal. And we can't do that because it's you can't let the enemy get to you. You can't, you have to live your life. You have to be happy, be joyful. You have to feel hugs and shake hands, and you know, you have to go back to some sort of normal, and you can't let the fear consume you because it's unproductive. We're in worry. Worry is like the most unproductive of feelings. I mean, really, like, I'm trying to think of who said most of the things in my life I worried about never happened.
Never.
Mark Twain maybe said that. And it's so true. It made me laugh because it's like, you're so true. Like, if you think of how many things you spend your time worrying about and they don't happen, and it's just wasted time.
Right.
You know, worrying about it didn't help you.
Right.
So, yeah. So I think that faith over fear is just such a, you know, you could talk all day about it.
Yeah, absolutely.
For sure.
How are you processing what you're feeling, you know, some of the uncomfortable emotions, but not getting stuck in them?
So that's such a good question to bring up, because I think one thing I definitely am doing is I'm talking about it. Because like we said, it is a roller coaster and there's ups and downs. And when I'm feeling a certain way, I talk to my husband about it. I talk to my kids about it. My kids are older, so they can handle it. And it's good. It opens a door for them to talk about how they're feeling and be open. I think that you got to talk to people about it. I do yoga and meditate. Meditation is amazing because when you are in a cycle of any sort of worry, any sort of fear, your mind's just going. Your mind can be a prisoner. You can be a prisoner to your mind. And the only way to stop it is to kind of reset and quiet your mind. And it's kind of like stress in your body. Through our health coaching, we learn a lot about stress and talk about how you can become wired for it, where your mind is just going. And the way to combat that is meditation, take a nap, take a walk in nature. You just have to reset so that you get out of that headspace. And meditation does it for me. I just hop on YouTube and I find a meditation that I like, and I do it, and I do it every day. And then you'll find more and more you like, and it just becomes a practice. And you can't judge yourself when you sit to meditate. If your mind goes, let it go, you know, because it's like a muscle. You'll get better at it over time. But or take a walk, feel the clean air, that nothing's going on at this moment, and just feel the clarity of that. How about you?
Everything you said, yes.
That's why we're so connected.
Yeah, for sure. Movement has been really helpful for me, and I've made that an even higher priority, you know, over this past week or so. Meditation for sure, even if it's, you know, simply like laying down and being still and just breathing. I don't think, you know, everybody's meditation looks different. So I don't think there's, you know, a right or a wrong way to do it. I think you find what works for you in that moment and embrace that. I've been getting back into a lot of breathing exercises. So that's been super helpful too, you know, pulling from yoga, pulling from coaching too. But, you know, there's a lot of different breathing exercises out there that are, you know, meant to help us reset, and that works so well to support our nervous system. So, you know, that's a huge one for me, and one, even after all these years, I'm still amazed because it's so simple that it does something so profound. Yeah, so that's been helpful too. And it's interesting, for as, you know, unconnected as we are physically right now, I think this is an opportunity to reconnect with the people who, you know, truly feed your soul, who lift you up, whose vibes are contagious and are the ones you want. And I think, you know, connecting over a video chat or, you know, sending texts or whatever it may be, you know, that human to human interaction is so helpful. And, you know, it's just a reminder that there are people out there to support you and for you to do the same. So that's been helpful for me too. And seeing someone's face has been nice.
I know.
So, yeah.
It is. It's so nice to see someone's face. And it's so cool to see who reaches out to you and who
Yes.
you reach out to that is so excited that you reached out. It's like, it's this new connection we're all finding and exploring together. And I think it's awesome because you really do take for granted people you see every day.
Yeah.
And, you know, you're like, I did yoga. I had a yoga session with 2 ladies I see 3 times a week. And I'm like, oh my gosh, I missed your faces.
Right.
You know, it was just so nice to see their face and hear their voice and check in and see how they're doing. It's almost building a deeper relation. It is building a deeper relationship because sometimes I think we just can take things for granted.
Yeah. And we're just kind of skimming along the surface, right? Rather than like truly connecting or digging deeply.
Right.
So,
or maybe you see these people, but you don't really connect. You don't really one-on-one connect. You just kind of, but you think of them and you send them a text and it's nice. It's nice to see. And it just sends more positivity out into the world because then they'll connect with someone else and it'll just cycle. It's an awesome thing.
Yeah. The ripple effect.
Yeah. Well, and something I'm sure that's coming up for a lot of people is the need to do, the need to be busy, the need to achieve. A lot of us are not working, or we're not working as much as we were before, or we're working from home. And that whole dynamic has changed. And it's weird you're kind of like, what do I do with my time? And it can trigger some worthiness stuff, you know, that can come up for people as well. And that's something to explore and say, why do I need that to fulfill me? You know, why, you know, how can I fill myself up in a different way? How can I, you know, feed my soul a little bit more, get to that list of when I have time. Because how many of us are like, I don't have time to meditate. I don't have time to work out. I don't have time. I mean, we have the time now, you know?
Right.
So it's a cool thing to just embrace and explore.
Yeah. I think exploring, you know, who are you, who am I without work? And then, you know, even exploring that a little deeper, if you think about all of the things that are closed or canceled, well, who am I without X, Y, and Z?
Right.
Because none of those things have to define us unless we want them to. So there's cool opportunity, I think, to give some thought to, you know, who am I really? Like at my core, in my heart, you know, who am I and what do I want from this?
Yeah. And why do I do the things I do? You know, is it for myself or is it for external reasons? It's just, and it's not to judge yourself because we're all human and we're all gonna be human, have our human moments, but it's just to kind of realize and, you know, grow from. It's really all just for growth.
Right.
Yeah.
There's this incredible inner strength that I think all of us, each of us have. And this is a time where you can identify that. Like you may not have your regular job. So, you know, who are you? Where is your worth? Because you've got that inner strength, you've got that worth with or without that job, with or without that label or title. So what else is there that is about you? Is kind of, you know, it's interesting to dig into that a little bit.
So much so. I feel like I realize how much little time getting back to focusing on my own yoga practice, my own meditation, my own growth has been big for me. I realize how easy it is to get away from it when you're focusing on others. And also I appreciate how much I love what I do. You know, like I jump on YouTube more for myself than for, I hope that people watch it and I hope they love it, but it's more, I just love doing what I do. And so when this is all over and I go back to work and I'm just like, you know, when I get up early at 5:30 in the morning or 5 in the morning to go train a client or to teach a class, I will remember this time and be like, wait, Jill, you love this. You know, so I think that's important too. There's just so much growth to be had. Yeah.
For sure. And I think that goes both. Oh, sorry.
No, go ahead.
I think it goes both ways too, right? So if you're really missing your work and you're, reaffirming that you're loving what you do, you may also be experiencing the opposite of that. And that's, I'm not advocating go quit your job or anything like that, but is there a way for you to reframe your work, even if it's in your own mind? Because sometimes that's all we need to, suddenly turn around the entire situation. So
you're amazing. That's amazing.
Oh,
yes,
so are you.
100%. I love talking to you. You're amazing. So we have 5 minutes left. Let's give some tips to people that may be struggling and maybe just trying to find their footing. What are your 5 or however many tips you want to give?
Yeah. So let's see. This is what has been super helpful for me. We talked about movement. So I've been big on that. And that can be, like we talked about throughout this chat, it can be what is right for you. It can be yoga. It can be a HIIT class. It can be a run. It can be a stroll with your dog. Anything works for that. But I think there's real power in moving our body. So that's been super helpful for me. The deep breathing exercises have been really helpful. Even ones as simple as, counting the inhales and exhales so that you're crowding out those other thoughts and just tuning into inhale 1, exhale 2. That has been really helpful for me. Connecting with people in ways that you can, I think, is really important. We didn't chat about this at all, but I think it's one that, we kind of laugh about. I've seen it a lot on social media, but getting dressed every day and showering every day, right?
Yeah.
And you don't have to get dressed in, what you would wear to work, but just change your pajamas, change your sweatpants,
take a shower.
Right. And when you're in the shower, one of my favorite shower meditations is when you imagine that water washing everything away. Mm-hmm. So all of the toxic thoughts, all of the judgment and criticism, all of, the negativity, everything that is ready to be released or shed. I love that, just kind of watching it go down is a good one for me. Let me think of one more. Drinking lots of water has been helpful. I think for a lot of us, what we're eating right now might be a little bit different. And balance that with making sure you're staying hydrated. I think we need that for mind, body, and soul. It seems so simple, but that one has always been really powerful for me. Yeah. What about you? I took some good ones, but I know you'll have some.
No. So, kind of following upon what you said, sticking to your schedule. Yes. This kind of encompasses eating and drinking. Get up at the same time, eat at the same time, eat the same things that you normally eat. Stay on your schedule. Yeah. Because it just will it'll send a message to your brain that there is normalcy, there is peace, there is calm, everything's okay. So stick to your schedule. I think that has been huge for me. I still get up the same time every day. I eat at the same time. I eat the same things, very regimented. I drink my 2 glasses of water every morning, take my vitamins, get the right amount of sleep. It's sticking to your schedule, I think, is huge for your psyche. And that encompasses a lot of the things you said. And for me too, movement. I gotta move every day. It keeps the crazy away, whether it's a run. And, I stick to my workout schedule too. I, lift a certain amount of times. I get a certain amount of cardio. I do yoga and meditation every day. It doesn't have to be a lot, but I just do. I tend to be an anxious person by nature. And I need that grounding. I know I do. My husband will ask me, have you meditated today? You can tell a difference within me. Yeah. So I'm sticking to my schedule. I think that's the biggest one. And I honestly am trying to be in the moment. My son is from college and I miss him like crazy when he's away. So I'm trying to enjoy that time. My daughter, she's 17. They would much rather be out with their friends right now, but they're stuck with me. So I'm trying to make it as fun as I can. We've been playing cards. We've been doing things like that. because my time is precious with them. They're not going to be around, they're going to be out doing their own thing soon. So I've been really trying to enjoy that. Drinking water is big because it's just easy to get off your routine. Getting dressed. I yesterday. So normally I wear workout clothes 24/7 pretty much. Anyways, I put jeans on twice a week. So yesterday I put jeans on. I was all proud of myself. And then I look on social media and they're like, what are you trying to prove? Someone put a post, what are you trying to prove? Put jeans on. And I'm like, don't judge me.
No judgment.
Like, screw you. I'm trying to be normal.
Right.
So, but I do think it's important because, to be honest with you, I felt better.
Yes.
And I don't know how many tips that is. I'll give one more. Try something new or something that you have not had the time to do. Yeah. Like I said, I went to college for art. People might not know that about me. And I haven't painted in years, but I did it yesterday and I was like, oh my gosh, I love this so much. It was just, it fed my soul. My house is clean. I don't need to do anything else around there. So I took the time to do something new that I wouldn't normally do. Yeah. And honestly, I woke up this morning excited to do it again.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah. So I think that, and reach out to people. That's when that's when I already had said, but honestly, be honest when you're not doing okay. Reach out to a friend, your network of people that will support you. Right. And reach out to them and ask for support. I honestly have. I have many support people in my life. And when I'm worried or fearful, which comes up for me for sure, I reach out and it does feel better. It does make me feel better.
Yeah. I love that. Absolutely. So good.
Oh my gosh.
So
I love this.
Beautiful face.
I know. I miss seeing you. We will be together soon though.
Yes, for sure. Absolutely. Friends, thank you so much for joining us. I hope this was as helpful and soul feeding for you as it was for Jill and for me. And we're here for you. So if you need support, reach out. We are so happy to give you whatever we can.
Yes, we are here for you. Thank you so much. This was so fun.
Yes. Love you, Jill.
Love you. Take care. Bye.